And in Rhode Island, too, that is a congressional seat. CBS News is projecting that Seth Magaziner will beat Allan Fung. This is a big deal because Allan Fung was the popular mayor of Cranston. Thank you, Ed O'Keefe. That's right. The Republicans said everybody likes him in Rhode Island. This is an opportunity for us to knock off a Democrat in that state. But Seth Magaziner prevailing, even though Allan Fung, a moderate Republican there, not aligned with the Trumps. So that also suggesting a strong night for Democrats despite the headwinds of history.
That's exactly right, Nora. You're looking right now at a House Democratic conference that tried to define themselves in individual races and not get swept up by economic headwinds or by the political winds of Washington. Define themselves in individual races as people who have their own profiles and are not just associated with the leadership.
Republicans were so confident, though, Bob, going into this race. What happened? I know we're still counting. I realize that. But with the predictions that we're making so far, what happened?
Well, Republicans have been focused on the economy, crime, and immigration. But we saw it in Kansas this summer. Other issues are on voters' minds. Abortion rights, even in a ruby red state like Kansas earlier this year, and now tonight in so many races. Voters, and they've been telling us this in recent weeks as we've been reporting, they care about issues like voting rights, democracy, abortion rights, in addition to the economy, immigration, and crime.
I want to bring in Ed O'Keefe, who's been following these House races so closely. Ed, that question that Gail posed is such a good one. What happened?
Well, I mean, this was the Rhode Island race, for example, is one that President Biden won by double digits. A few of these other ones are ones that Democrats have held for a long time. The argument Republicans were making in the closing weeks is we think our economic inflation focus is so potent now that it's going to seep into these blue states and try to pick off races where we've got a good candidate and we have a shot. It's proving tonight, however, that that's just simply not happening. And again, they're holding on in suburban districts across several states in the East and in the Midwest, a signal that the issues of abortion, maybe concerns about democracy are resonating just as much, if not more, than the economy. There are going to be conversations about candidate quality. Was there something missing in those Republicans? Was being aligned with President Trump perhaps something that just doesn't work in certain parts of the country still? Democrats know they were going to lose the majority, and they're still on pace to lose the majority. But a smaller than a majority for Republicans is one the Democrats will see as a big win for them tonight, regardless.
And think about what Kevin McCarthy said to us earlier tonight here at CBS News. He said he gives former President Trump a lot of credit for candidate recruitment. You see that across the board.
Right. And, you know, it's true that Republicans did talk a lot about the economy and a lot about inflation, but they didn't give much in the way of a prescription for what they would actually do about inflation if they were to win the majority. That's partly because there isn't much that Congress can do. Frankly, there isn't much that the president can do. That's in the hands of the Federal Reserve. But that may have blunted the potency of their message. They weren't really putting out there something for voters to grab onto necessarily to say, oh, I like what they're selling rather than what the Democrats are selling.